So my name is Jack Lowe. I'm the Artistic Director, Chief Executive and Technical Dramaturg of a theatre company called Directive. Directive is a Norwich-based international touring theatre company making theatre inspired by contemporary questions of science. I have an artistic role where I conceive of all of our theatre productions. I also have the job of Chief Executive, so all the things you'd imagine. And then finally, I'm a technical dramaturg, so it's my job to try and see what's going on in the world of tech and see how that could possibly infiltrate our theatre performances. Back in 2017, we became a national portfolio organisation with Arts Council England. But there was a bit of a problem in that no one really knew where to find us. And then about a year later, in December 2018, we came across St Simon's St Jude Church on the corner of Elm Hill and Wensum Street. And we basically began building a vision to give ourselves a place to make theatre from the very beginning. From then, we created a co-working space which now houses 15 freelancers. We created a studio theatre which houses our digital work. So we sort of really tried to sort of create an ecology of science in everyday life, not just through the theatre performances that we create. Planting an orchard in the north-facing garden was an idea that came out a couple of years ago, and so we've retrospectively planted an apple tree for each year the company's been running, and we've picked varieties of apple that link to science. So there's Jupiter and Meridian and Newton and all those varieties, and the idea is that each year the company stays in existence, we're going to plant another tree. So it's a nice reminder of the kind of longevity of the company, which started in 2008. So when we became a national portfolio organisation, we, and still are, the only independent theatre company to be in that portfolio in all of Norfolk. And that, in a way, is actually quite a sad thing, because it means that it struggles to sort of create a scene of theatre made in Norwich. But even over the past couple of years, other companies have really started to grow, and we're in a really lovely group of artist-led theatre companies. I think what's unique about Directive is that we are working with science at the very cutting edge. I think a good example is our show Deciphering. As we were making it, it became a front page article in The New Scientist, which is obviously a global publication. So it's not really something that we think about too much, because we just kind of get on with making plays that we think are important. To be honest, we're the only theatre company that all we do and all we present in our space is the work that we've made. We also have, I guess, a pretty unique system where we have a bar and a kitchen which feeds into the creation of art, and we also have art which feeds into the creation of other things. The food and the drink at Botanical Garden Bar and Kitchen, we've always seen it as an opportunity to bring our creativity into a sort of more public-facing experience. So we sit down as a team and we talk through element by element what's going to be on that menu. I think just because there's creative flair to the food, that's not everything. It needs to taste great. I can certainly see in the future the Botanical Garden Bar and Kitchen becoming a staple of this area of the city. I have an MSc, Master of Science, in water security, and so my big thing is about how to manage water as a resource in this organisation. But also we have a Silver Carbon Charter Award, and then Julie's Bicycle, which is the sector support organisation to help arts companies. We're going to be the first independent theatre company to get an accreditation with them. I'm also really proud of working really hard, actually, to get an electric van, and I genuinely think that everyone who comes to work with us as artists in the company, there's a kind of green rider attached to the artist welcome pack. So people are really aware that on the small scale, they can do massive things. I think the best way to get to know everything that we do is to go to our website, curiousdirective.com. And then otherwise, for particularly what's going on in our making space in Norwich, is probably Instagram, a Curious Local. With regards to when our plays are on here in Norwich, it's kind of like we release them like a novel. So we start making a bit of noise about it in the same sort of timelines as you would releasing a book. And in that way, we kind of build up gradually awareness of the plays. And also, as you walk by our making space, you'll see the signs out. Tracing all the way back to 2009 to just recently, I think we're on about 16 awards and nominations around the country and internationally. Recently, we were nominated for 2 Off-West End Awards for Best Sound Design and Best Set Design of Deciphering. Our work is really critically acclaimed, both in terms of nominations and awards, but also I think every single theatre productions we've made has reached 4 stars in a national newspaper, which is something that not everyone can say that, so we're really proud of the level of kind of critical attention the work receives.